have a secret hat I use sometimes. It says, make your smile great again. So I wear that when I work on my patients. So when they look horrified or complain, I quietly cut back on the laughing gas and say, you got this. It's not as bad as you think it is.
Meet Dr. Harleen Gruel. She's a board-certified dentist and the owner of Skyline Smiles in Santa Clarita, California. Not only did this doctor publicly brag about causing harm for patients, she also bragged about how she preferred that certain patients didn't come into her office altogether.
It was so much better in my office when the dents stayed home during COVID with their masks on. I wish they still did.
Unlike most people in the country, Dr. Gruel was celebrating a time when everyone was dying by the millions here in the United States because she had to serve less Democratic patients. Dr. Gruel has made it no secret that she is a Maga supporter, and now she's publicly bragging about harming her patients intentionally. So if I were somebody and I wanted to comment on that or make sure that a business that intentionally harms patients never was allowed to do it again, this is the name of that business, in case you were a patient there and forgot.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren.
And I'm Maureen.
Right, so in today's episode, you're going to be talking about a Maga dentist called Dr. Harleen. She has been under fire a lot because of a video she did 2 years ago, if I'm not wrong, but it's only coming out to light right now. And this is because of the whatever she said about her patients.
Right, and this is why we usually say the internet never forgets, because right now she hasn't offered an apology just yet, but she has come out to defend herself as that was a joke that she was telling, because if Jimmy Kimmel can make a joke, why can't she make a joke? But the thing with this joke is that there were young patients who were entrusted in her care, and people don't necessarily feel that she took good care of them, because if she could publicly say this, more often than not, they usually say where someone says it was just a, behind every it was just a joke, there is something serious or something that someone meant.
Right, and guys, whoever said that it's never that serious, this is a clear example of FAFO, and let's just say she's in a find out era. People are busy stalking her on the internet, and people are digging up information about her and her family and her business. So let's just say you have to be careful about some things you do on the internet, but we don't want to talk a lot. Today we are doing an update of the case and what the dental board said about her. So let's watch and then we come back and talk about it. You can let us know what you think about this on the comment section. Also consider subscribing if it's your first time here. Let's watch.
Said what? A dentist has a lot of explaining to do today after video surfaced of her saying if she knows a patient is not a Trump supporter, she gives them less anesthesia so they feel more pain. As you can imagine, it's led to quite the uproar. Jim Murray has the latest.
Jimmy Kimmel can joke, but I can't joke? That's not fair.
She's a dentist who joked that she gave Democrats a lesser dose of anesthesia than other patients. And today she finds herself under fire. Dr. Harleen Gruel was speaking at a Republican women's event in Los Angeles.
So I have a secret hat I use sometimes. It says, make your smile great again. So I wear that when I work on my patients. So when they look horrified or complain, I quietly cut back on the laughing gas.
Dr. Gruel made the remarks last year, but the video just surfaced on social media. Reaction has been swift. She must lose her license. Insanity, one guy posted. And this, she's going to need some laughing gas when she realizes it ain't funny no more. Dr. Gruel says people who were never patients are posting negative reviews.
It's really not possible to torture one patient without the others knowing that you're torturing them, okay? My utmost and topmost priority is to make sure that my patients are comfortable and that they love going back to the dentist.
Dr. Gruel has had to hire extra security because she says her patients and staff are being harassed. The backlash has even impacted a dental practice in Chicago with the same name, Skyline Smiles, but they have no connection to Dr. Gruel.
Our staff are receiving emails, we're getting DMs, pretty tough things to see and read and hear. That dentist was definitely not us. She's not my partner. She's not a colleague of ours. We are not affiliated in any way. We've never met.
Meanwhile, Dr. Gruel wants people to know she really was just joking.
Absolutely no room for torturing anyone. That is not what we're about.
The California Dental Association says while they support free speech, Dr. Graywall's comments, even if intended to be a joke, still do not reflect the standards of the dental profession.
It's going to be a very, very long week for those that work in dental care, especially those who are dentists, because now they found out that that dentist who is Maga, who basically wears a hat that's a spinoff of the saying, silently cuts off laughing gas for patients, who is a pediatric dentist. So you're doing this to children if their parents react in a certain way. Caught on camera saying that. And folks already don't trust dentists because the amount of times we've heard dentists coming up on here judging patients and stuff like that. But this put the nail in the coffin. I'm just curious, to people who did go to that dentist office and then had some pain after the exam, longer than normal, are they liable to sue? Like, can they sue? Because that's crazy. That's insane. That's nerve damage in your mouth. And they're children.
Well, you know that dentist I was talking about the other day that is MAGA has admittedly said that she plays with the, numbing gas if her customers show some kind of dislike for MAGA Republicans, right? Well, one of my people came into my comments and said, her husband is a neurologist. Huh? That's even scarier. So I did a little bit more digging. Come to find out, he is a neurologist in Valencia. His practice is Valencia. He is a partner in the mind-body infusion company with his wife. And there's a write-up about this couple. Beautiful. In the write-up, Harleen is talking about how their business and personal go hand in hand and how they share the same views, they have the same goals, and he specializes in strokes. And the flags immediately went off like, that's hypertension, high blood pressure. That's something that impacts our community so much. I wonder if he shares the same views. Listen, I'm not here to ruin nobody's life or to make it hard for anybody. But when I hear about people purposely inflicting pain, that's a kind of racism when you have that kind of power over people and they come to you in their time of need, desperate time of need, and you do something like that. Maybe there should be some investigating into him too.
Maga are out here trying to dox people on the left based off of how they mourn a podcaster, but there are literally MAGA Republicans confessing online that they give a different level of anesthesia to their patients based off of their political affiliation and beliefs. Okay, so that makes me want to talk about a very important topic, which is the line between political views and professional care. As a medical provider myself, I firmly believe in separating personal political views from patient care, which was not done by this dentist, okay? When a provider intentionally inflicts pain based off of political differences, it's not just unethical, it's medical malpractice and negligence. And it also crosses into criminal territory, like battery and assault. This behavior violates the core ethical principles of healthcare, which is non-maleficence, beneficence, autonomy, and justice. Let's remember our duty to provide unbiased, compassionate care for all patients, regardless of political affiliation. If you have not seen this video yet, let me just tell you, your jaw is going to drop. It is disgusting. This person should not be practicing, especially she should not be anywhere near kids. It's astounding that she claims that she is a pediatric dentist. And that's her practice. If you were curious about her name, her office name, and where she practices, which is Santa Clarita, California, well, here you are. My bigger question is, how does she still have an active license with the California Board of Dentistry? And do her techs and other dentists that work with her know that this is what she's doing to patients, specifically children? And how do they feel about her shrine over at the office of Donald Trump? I mean, we got religious psychosis, medical psychosis, political psychosis. I mean, seriously, MAGA's wild.
After all the controversy that Dr. Harleen Gruel received yesterday due to an old video of her resurfacing where she claimed to purposely inflict pain on a certain group of her patients, This is what she had to say today.
And on social media, today Dr. Graywall allowed cameras into her dental practice and agreed to an interview, saying that the controversy was driven by someone trying to cancel her. She says a few months ago she was investigated and cleared by the California Dental Board.
You heard a couple of months ago, she got investigated with the dental board and they couldn't find anything. However, that sparked my curiosity, so I look over her business license. Turns out she has 3 open claims about operating under a fictitious name permit, meaning that the name that she's utilizing for her business, she shouldn't be using it. And here is why.
Hey everyone, my name is Deepak Navil. I am the dentist and founder at Skyline Smiles here in Chicago, Illinois. I'm dealing with a little bit of a social media crisis because of a viral video that came out from a dentist practicing in California. Do not have any affiliation with her. She's been using our federally recognized trademark name, Skyline Smiles, for many years without our permission.
So there you have it. Please, if you left any terrible comments on their Chicago TikTok account, or if you left any terrible Google review, please take it down because you're hurting the wrong business.
Seeing that MAGA dentists say that she treated other patients that weren't MAGA in a more harmful way, or whatever she said, because I couldn't even watch it all without getting upset, it really, really disappointed me. I had so many bad things to say and I just didn't want to get my account deleted, and I'm really trying to protect my brand, but it made me think about myself and how me as a young Black professional, I have been in several situations where I'm treating patients who are discriminatory against me, who have even called me colored, and I still proceeded to treat a patient after that experience. In the day after the election, I went to work. I had to place an implant on a patient who was celebrating what happened. And as a U.S. citizen, obviously, like, we all have our own political beliefs and we're entitled to that. We're entitled to support who we want to support. As a healthcare provider, your job is to treat people, right? And that doesn't say, disclaimer, only people who agree with your political opinions, or only people who look like you, only people who support people that look like you, right? And me, if I could discriminate against people who don't think that I'm qualified for what, just because of the color of my skin, I wouldn't be able to keep my lights on in my home. You know what I'm saying? But when I treatment plan a patient, and when I see a patient is a person, and my job, all the training that I've done and I've amassed, is to treat people. So to have somebody out there representing our profession saying that proudly that she does those kind of things, I need her license going by end of business today. I need board, whatever state she's in, board, I think it's California, Board of Dentistry, because you take people's license for way less. That is ridiculous. That's harmful, that's shameful, it's unethical, and it's a lot of other things that I can't say without cursing. So I just want to put that out there.
So guys, welcome back. Let us know what you think about this episode on the comment section. You know, some jokes are quite costly because maybe you are doing it to just get a hearty laughter out of people or to show people how funny you are. But at the end of that,
maybe she was doing it because she thought the whole room she was in was a MAGA room, like she was amongst her like-minded people.
Right, but at the end of that joke was real people who took offense in it, you know. And they normally say, you know, some jokes are quite costly, and for you to even make a joke about a certain topic or a specific thing, you have to be close to that situation for you to even think about that joke. So who's to say, and that is what people are concerned about on the internet, who is to say she's never ever done that to a single patient? Because you tell me how your mind makes up an evil thought like that and then you think it's a joke, and you come out saying how if they're Democrats, if they're not in line with Make America Great Again, I'm gonna reduce their laughing gas. That is quite, it's evil, you know, and it's diabolical to even think of the same. And right now she's on the internet complaining, although I don't feel like she's sorry. She's not. Only that right now she's regretting because people are
caught.
Exactly, and people are doxing her on the internet. People are releasing information, you know. And then there's that other clinic in Chicago that came forward saying that they share the same name because this woman copied their business name without permission, went on and opened a business in California. But the important thing is that people already know the two distinction between the two businesses. One is in Chicago, the other one is in California, you know. But what surprises me is that the dental board didn't find any discrepancies with this woman. They didn't find anything wrong with her.
I mean, I get how they could have come to that conclusion, because for her to go on, okay, she claimed she did this to so many people. So my guess is with practice comes perfection. And if she was doing this for a long period of time, obviously she didn't leave any evidence behind. So I'm guessing that is why or how she might have gotten away with it.
Right. And she's, you know, she's also saying that what I love about the internet is that even if there's no satisfying justice out there, they're gonna serve it to you, and they're gonna play out what feels like justice to them, you know. And this woman was complaining that even people who've never been patients in her hospital are now leaving negative reviews. But I'm like, what did you expect coming on a public podium, speaking to everybody, not just the people you feel like you share aligning thoughts, you know. You're speaking to everybody, even the people who are at the end of that joke. It's never really funny when the joke is about you, right? So right now, she feels like it's quite unfair that people are on the internet leaving reviews for even patients she never treated, you know. But I feel like this is a situation where you brought this on yourself, and moving forward, like we normally say, the internet never forgets. People need to be careful about what they do on the internet. It's not wrong to have a set of beliefs, or it's not wrong to believe in something strongly.
Unless if those set of beliefs is harming somebody, because as a dentist, she's in a position where she is giving care to the public, right? And in her position, it requires her to build a lot of trust with people, because sometimes maybe she does whatever she does in your mouth when you are passed out. So how sure are you she will take good care of you, even if you don't share the same set of belief? Because I do believe that no matter what part of the political alignment you are affiliated with, whether MAGA or Democrat, there is this thing called ethics that someone must carry with them. And in as much as there are in as much as there are nasty MAGAs like these ones, I do believe that there is a MAGA out there who can just summon something in their heart to be ethical. And likewise in the Democrat side, I do believe in as much as there are people who are willing to go that mile for whatever they believe, there are also people who really do move with with ethics. And this woman, she had none of that.
Right. But what I do admire her for, and what I applaud her for, is the fact that she came out straight and said, look, if you're not in line with what MAGA stands for, then I'd prefer if you don't come to my clinic at all, you know.
She did it to herself.
That is big. I feel like some people might do things behind your back and they don't tell you that they don't want you there. And
but
a lot of times...
but since she has told you straight up, I do hope and believe that if you know very well you don't share her beliefs, please don't find yourself in her clinic, because some jigsaw kind of ish might happen to you.
Right. And they say, right, like a lot of Black Americans normally like saying, it's good if we don't know where we are not needed or wanted, so that we don't go. I mean, it's good if we know where we are not wanted or needed, so that we don't go there, you know. So don't patronize somebody's business and they don't even appreciate even the dollar you're taking to their store, you know. So
they've made it pretty clear where you're not wanted.
And for such people, I normally say the best way to hurt them is through their pocket. So if she's complaining she has a lot of Democrat patients, then it would look quite good if these Democrat patients went on and found other businesses to support, or other businesses they feel like they can leave their trust with, you know. The funny thing is that I feel like she's of Indian origin. I'm not sure. She looks Indian.
Or Middle
Eastern. And the funny thing is, she would like categorically be placed with the minority group. But for her, she kind of feels safe. For her to even... People are quite surprised that she's a MAGA supporter, being that she's I don't know if she's an immigrant, guys. I'm just assuming. But she looks like she's been bred in America because of the accent, right? But even at that, she stands with the minority just for obvious reasons, if you know what I'm saying. So what's to say that right now the safety blanket that she has probably could be because of the, economical status she holds in society, her and her husband. Probably that is what is making her feel safe. But at the end of the day, what is to stop a cop from, harassing her in the streets just because of the way she looks? But that is a story for another day. Even if that were to happen to her right now, I pretty much doubt.
Even matter.
Right, and I very much doubt that she would immediately come to the internet to cry on the internet asking for people's help, being that she's just left a big doozy on everybody.
But the funny thing with this kind of people is they usually forget really fast, and if something like what you've described were to happen to her, you'll just find her the next day on the internet narrating her ordeal, hoping to gain some sympathy.
But the good thing is that face, people can never forget that face. How many people have that face with that color in that profession, who have those beliefs? So I believe that she's become famous right now and not for the right reason. So she better be careful moving forward, because these are the kind of things that people always remember.
Right. So guys, let us know what you think about this episode, and also consider subscribing if you're new to our channel, and we'll see you on our next episode.